Good afternoon, this is Jeff with Sewer Tech Northwest. We are at 8815 Southeast 31st Avenue here in Milwaukee. Located at the back of the home, I describe everything as if you're standing in the street facing the front door of the house. On the back side of the house here, I noticed we have this green cover. It's a ground drain cover. It's actually sitting over top the what appears to be some kind of sewer clean out of sorts. So this is concrete pipe that we're in here currently. And it does appear you've got some concrete pipe that precedes this that's underneath the house, which I'm recommending you update. It's not pipe you want underneath your home. There were some separated joints. It's a very hard spot to locate because it's under the house. So that's something I do recommend a plumber come out and take a look at. But it's not a pipe material that's intended to be underneath the structure. Anyway, right as we take off there, it looks like we are in, as far as I can tell, this appears to be Orangeburg tar paper sewer pipe. There's the main there. We swap over to concrete pipe right at the end of the sewer line. That concrete's seen better days there. It still flows okay, but it's getting pretty cracked and beat up there on that outside turn. All right, so the pipe that's out in the roadway, that right there looks like a rock in the pipe. If you notice this joint here, now that the line's getting kind of fogged up, it's hard to see what I'm talking about, but that joint there is oval shaped. It's not round, or circular, I should say, which is one of the indicators that this appears to be Orangeburg pipe. It does look like, though, you've got ABS plastic further out into the roadway. So it looks like you've got a combination. There's just a different texture to Orangeburg too. It's not as smooth as plastic is. And normally it's not this hard to discern. Usually Orangeburg is bonehead obvious. This one's a little trickier to tell. Something I would try and shoot for if you can. There's another joint there you can see is oval shape, which just indicates the line is just, it's not obviously crushed flat, but it's the weight of the ground on top of it kind of crushing it down to that shape. So that right there is what tells you this is indeed Orangeburg pipe, for sure. That's a big old blister in the flow line. I'll be honest, this has held up better than most Orangeburg I've ever seen. I've cambered a few hundred of those lines over the years. But that big old lump in the pipe bottom right there is not debris. That's the actual pipe material deforming. So it's one of the reasons why the pipe product was banned a few decades ago, because of the rate of failure. This has held up better than most has, but anytime I see Orangeburg, it is a pipe product, I always recommend updating, because it is a banned pipe product and it does have a high rate of failure. So what I would recommend here, what's tricky to tell in this one, there is a patch in the road. It looks like maybe the last 10 feet of the line has been dug up. You can see the patch out there in the street. What's hard to tell is where the Orangeburg starts and stops. The end portion of the line has a smoothness to it that looks more indicative of ABS plastic. And you don't see Orangeburg out in the road as often, but I have seen it before, and it's just a very difficult one to tell. So, you know, considering if you've got good slope and grade out at that point, that's a section of pipe there. If you want to go for it, it's something it would behoove you to put an access point in the straightaway along the side of the house. In the event that pipe ever starts to go on you and you're just trying to deal with the stuff that's on property under grass and dirt, you at least want to leave yourself an access point to do an epoxy liner on it when that day comes. As it sits right now, I would recommend all the Orangeburg and concrete pipe be updated. Some of that's back inside the house. Right at the base of this access point here is where there is a big, huge concrete ledge in the flow line. When they poured the concrete out here, most likely concrete got down into this access point and created that ledge there. And I'm not sure that's something you're going to even be able to drain clean out of it. But if you go and watch the first video, prior to that point, you've got a joint there, at least one that is separated and appears to be open to the ground. So this is one I would try and take the update as far back into the house within reason as you can. After any repairs are done, I do recommend rescoping the line to check the work. It's very important to do that. By the time we made it out there almost to the sidewalk, we were right around 7.5 feet deep. Quite a bit shallower coming up the side of the house there. It does gently gradate from about 2 feet deep down to, once you hit the main there, it's at a point where it's hard to locate. I was getting around 10 plus feet deep.